Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our third class of this intermediate English course. Please confirm if you can hear me.
Loud and clear.
Okay, nice, Jose, loud and clear. Okay, guys, so it's good to be back again for another class. I hope you enjoyed because I saw Jose. He said something in the WhatsApp group. I think it was that we're British now because the listening is in British English. Is that so, Jose?
That's true, teacher.
Yeah, from now on, the majority of the audios are going to be in British English. If you ask me why, it's because the majority of the audios comes from British schools. Um, it's weird because we normally think that if we're learning English to be in the US, we should be listening at listenings from the US. But the majority of the textbooks that we use are from England. They come from the British, and even when you have a course that is designed to help you understand Americans, well, it normally includes British audios and British pronunciations. But that's not a bad thing, okay? If you can understand a British person, someone who is British, you will get used to that accent, which is a little bit harder than American's accent, and it will give you an edge. You will be prepared to understand an American later. So, yeah, we have to get used to that. From time to time, you will listen to an audio from Americans made by Americans with an American accent, but you have to be aware that we're going to be switching from British and Americans accent from time to time, being the British accent the most common of them. Okay, so that's important. Okay, guys, so let's start right away. Let me show you. I'm going to share my screen now. Let me show you our next 10 verbs that we are going to study during this week. Last week we studied the first 10. Now we're going to continue with the next 10. Okay, so the verbs are the following: bead, bite, bleed, blow, break, breed, bring, broadcast, build, burn. Okay, we have here that bid is always the same. Bite, bit, bitten changes. Bleed, bled, bled. Blow, blew, blown. Break, broke, broken. Breed, bred, bred. Bring, brought, brought. Broadcast, broadcast, broadcast. As bid stays in the same form throughout all the tenses. Build, built, built, and burn, burnt or burned. And the same thing happens with the past participle, burnt or burned. Okay, so remember to study those 10. Your next verb review is going to be based on these 10 verbs. Okay, so now with let's continue with this one. Okay, so here we have our reflection, right, for tonight. Success is the sum of all of small efforts repeated day in and day out, right? Success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a moment and I will ask you, what do you think about this? Tell me, Jerica.
Teacher, I think that phrase refer to success is made with step by step,
Yeah.
with little things every day. It's not a big moment. It's not. It's step by step
Well done, Jessica.
with a small thing
Yes.
with a constantly, but constantly every day.
Yeah, good. That was good. Somebody else? Okay. Okay, we finished with Jose. Tell me, Jose.
Teacher, the reflection, it's easy. You have to repeat every day effort. If these efforts help to gain or no, to continue to successful.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Jose. So we can say the efforts that we do every day count.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So success normally, usually, doesn't come from one big action. There's no one big action. Instead, it comes from those small actions that we do every day. So sometimes people feel that they're not doing much because they have this idea that they have to do a huge or a big action. Something huge or big needs to happen. But reality is that it's the small things that we do consistently, day in and day out, that will take us, will lead us to our destination. Tell me, Berenice.
Yes, teacher. I think the every effort, every lesson, and every person really contributes to our journey.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Everything contributes to our journey to get
Yeah.
to the place we want to get, whatever that is, right? And success is not like a destination, it's actually a way of thinking. When you are a successful person, it's because you think differently, because it's not a place. Okay, you don't say I'm successful only because I get to have a better job or because I'm earning more money. It's something else. You're always looking for something else, although you reach those levels or those places or start earning those amounts of money that you always wish for. It's more than that. It's like a journey. It's more about the journey. I always say that because sometimes we focus so much on the end that we forget about the journey. And the journey, it's what makes the destination interesting, because once you reach your destination, you reach it and that's it. So the fun part, what gives you lessons, what enriches your life, is the journey, the process. That's why we have to love the process. Okay, so what was our topic last week? Ya que hablamos la semana pasada. Nadie se acuerda. Recuerden que estuvimos repasando aspectos básicos, adjetivos, el verbo to be. Hicimos unos cuantos ejercicios de eso. En la tarde de hoy, tarde-noche, vamos con nuestra unidad número 2. Vamos a hablar acerca de what do you do? A question about profession. To ask about someone's profession, right? Here we have 6 popular part-time jobs in the United States. Okay, like babysitter, fitness instructor, office assistant, sales associate, social media assistant, and tutor. Right? Part-time jobs are jobs that require less than 8 hours a day, maybe 6 or only 4. It will depend, right? That is the meaning of a part-time job. A full-time job would be 8 hours or more a day. Okay, so here we have this word power, jobs. Complete the word map with jobs from the list, right? We have accountant, cashier, chef, dancer, flight attendant, musician, pilot, receptionist, server, singer, tour guide, web designer. So we have here categories like office work, food service, and entertainment business or travel industry. So we have to decide where each one of these jobs goes here in these categories. Okay, we have to choose where each one of these goes in these categories. By the way, the expression entertainment, sometimes Americans say entertainment. Instead of saying entertainment, they say entertainment, entertainment, and they drop the T. Tell me, Jerica.
The first, teacher.
We will do this next in our next class on Thursday.
Okay, sorry. Pensaba que era con faltas.
It's okay, but we will do it in our next class. Okay, it's actually pretty easy, but we will do it in our next class. The second exercise is this one. Match the correct words to make sentences. Here we have professions again, right? And we have the definition or a description, to be precise, of these professions. So we have to use the letters that we have here. We have to put it here where it belongs. Okay, let's continue. Then we have this exercise. Write sentences using he or she. So, for example, we can see that this guy is a mechanic. I'm a mechanic. I fix cars. I work in a garage, right? Now we have to make sentences, but instead of using the first person singular, we have to switch to the third person singular. In this case, because he's a man, we have to use he, right? So, he's a mechanic, he fixes cars, he works in a garage. As you can see, because we change from I to he, and we are working here in the with the present simple tense, we have to remember the rule that with he and she and it in present simple, all the verbs experience a change. We have to add s, es, or ies at the end of every verb that we have conjugated with the pronoun he. Okay, so we're gonna do that with number 2, number 3, and number 4. Bernice, do you have a question?
No, teacher, I answer number 2. I don't know.
Okay, we will review this on Thursday too. Next Thursday.
Okay.
Wow, these girls are ready to work. This is good. Um, more exercise. As you can see, we're actually doing a review, ¿verdad? Estamos haciendo un review. Espero que todos hayan entendido esta parte, ¿verdad? Estaba hablando de que vamos a reescribir estas acciones o estas oraciones utilizando el pronombre he or she. La idea es, como estamos trabajando con el presente simple, recordar la estructura o la regla de que cuando estamos trabajando con la tercera persona al singular debemos de modificar los verbos según corresponda. En un ratito vamos a ver un review de eso que les va a ayudar. Okay, so let's continue with this one. Grammar note, articles A and N. Remember these articles? Indefinite articles. Okay, so here we have a small summary of the rule. Use A plus singular noun before a consonant sound and use N plus singular noun before a vowel sound. He is a carpenter. He is an accountant. He is a good carpenter. He is an expensive accountant. Do not, remember, do not use A or N plus plural nouns. They are good carpenters. We don't use the indefinite article. They are expensive accountants. Here, again, we don't use the article. So with that in mind, you have here these sentences, and you have to switch from a student to an editor. Okay? You know what is an editor? Un editor. Tienen que cambiar de estudiantes a editores. Y ver aquí estas oraciones y agregar, según corresponda, el artículo indefinido en cada una de ellas. Son solamente 4 oraciones porque la primera ya está hecha. Van a identificar como si fueran editores, editors, van a identificar dónde va cada una dónde va cada uno de los artículos indefinidos. Okay. So, bien sencillo. Okay, here we have more jobs to learn. Okay. Again, carpenter, cook, dentist. Americans, they say dentist instead of dentist. Again, they don't like the T. A los americanos les gusta la T y en vez de decir dentist, que sería muy natural para nosotros, dicen dentist. Dentist. Doctor, engineer, firefighter, front desk clerk, graphic designer, lawyer, mechanic, nurse, office manager, police officer, reporter, restaurant host, salesperson, security guard, taxi driver, teacher, vendor. Okay, so remember you have to study these terms. Okay. Okay, so now it's your turn to speak. Here we have our conversation. I'm on my feet all day. So raise your hand so you can read the conversation. Van levantando la mano quienes van a leer. Who wants to read? Who wants to read? Who would like to read? ¿Qué tenemos a Luis? Y, ok. Luis y Gerardo. Luis, Amy, Gerardo, Derek.
What do you do, Derek?
I work part-time as a server.
Oh, really? What restaurant do you work at?
I work at Stella's Cafe downtown.
That's cool. How do you like it?
It's okay. I am on my feet all day. So I'm always tired. What do you do?
I'm a dancer.
Yeah, it's great. I work with
No. That is not part.
A dancer, how exit?
Okay. Yeah, it's great. I work with incredible people.
That sounds really nice. But it is difficult.
A little. I am on my feet all day too, but I love it.
Muy bien, muy bien. Seguimos con José y Jerica. José, Amy y Jerica, Derek.
What do you do, Derek?
I
I
work
work
part-time
part-time
as a
as
server.
server.
Oh, really? What restaurant do you work at?
I
I
work
work
at
at
Stella
Stella
Cafe
Cafe
downtown.
downtown.
That's cool. How do you like it?
It's
It's
okay.
okay.
I'm on
I'm
my
on my
feet all
feet all
day,
day,
so
so
I'm
I
always
always
tired.
tired.
What do you
What do you
do?
do?
I'm dancer.
A
A
dancer.
dancer.
How
How
exciting!
exciting.
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 Yeah, it's great. I
Work
work
with
with
incredible
incredible
people.
people.
That sounds
That's
really
really
nice,
nice.
but
But
it's
it's
difficult.
difficult.
A
A
little.
leader. I'm
I'm on
I'm
my
on my
feet all
feet
the
all the
day,
day,
but
but
I love
I
it.
love it.
Muy bien, muy bien. Ok, seguimos con Sol y Berenice. Sol, Amy, Berenice, Derek.
How do you do that?
I work
I work
part-time
part-time
as a
as a
server.
server.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
really?
What
What
restaurant do
restaurant
you
do you
work
work
at?
at?
I work
I
at
work at
Stella's
Stella's
Cafe
Cafe
downtown.
downtown.
That's
That's
cool.
cool.
How do
How
you
do you
like it?
like it?
It's
It's
okay.
okay.
I am
I
with
am
my
with my
field
field
all
all
day,
day,
so I
so
am
I am
always
always
tired. What
tired.
do you
What do you
do?
do?
I'm
I'm
dancer.
dancer.
A
A
dancer?
dancer?
How
How
exciting!
exciting!
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is
it is
great.
great.
I
I
work with
work with
incredible
incredible
people.
people.
It
This
sounds
sounds
really
really
nice,
nice,
but it
but
is
it is
difficult.
difficult.
A
A
little.
little.
I
I
am
am
my
my
feet
feet
and
and
day
day
all
all
day
day
to
to
boot. I
boot. I
love it.
love it.
Ok, muy bien. Seguimos con Angelina. ¿Alguien más que vaya a leer? Somebody else is going to read. Luis. Ok, Luis. Let me see, Luis, if somebody else is going to read. Alguien que no haya leído todavía. Ok. Luis, ¿usted leyó ahorita cuál fue? Luis, su micrófono está cerrado.
Excuse me, teacher. I was Amy before.
Okay, Amy. So now you're Derek and Angelina is Amy.
Okay,
Okay,
teacher.
teacher.
What do
What
you
do you
do
do
there?
there?
I work
I work
part-time
part-time
as a
as a
server.
server.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
really?
Oh,
Oh, but,
sorry.
sorry.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
really?
What
What
restaurant do
restaurant do
you
you
work
work
at?
at?
I work at
Stella's
Stella's
Cafe
Cafe
downtown.
downtown.
That
That's
that
that
is
is
cool.
cool.
How do
How
you
do you
like
like
it?
it?
It's
It's
okay.
okay.
I on
I
my
on my
feet all
feet all
day,
day,
so
so
I'm
I'm
always
always
tired.
tired.
What do you
What do
do?
you do?
I
I
am
am
a
a
dancer.
dancer.
A
A
dancer.
dancer.
How
How
exciting!
exciting.
Yes,
Yes,
it
it
is
is
great.
great.
I
I
work
work
with
with
incredible
incredible
people.
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 That
That
sounds
sounds
really
really
nice,
nice,
but it
but
is
it is
difficult.
difficult.
I
I
did
did
there.
there.
I
I
am
am
on
on
my
my
feet
feet
all
all
day
day
too,
too,
but
but
I
I
love
love
it.
it.
Okay. Muy bien. Someone here someone here remembers the movie Incredible, The Incredible Family. Yes? Okay, Jerica does. So remember the title of the movie, The Incredibles. That's the word, incredible. Incredible. Okay? Nice movie, by the way. Okay, so let's read this again, right? What do you do, Derek? I work part time as a server. Oh, really? What restaurant do you work at? I work at Stella's Cafe downtown. That's cool. How do you like it? It's okay. I'm on my feet all day, so I'm always tired. What do you do? I'm a dancer. A dancer? How exciting. Yeah, it's great. I work with incredible people. That sounds really nice, but is it difficult? A little. I'm on my feet all day too, but I love it. Okay? So now let's see the simple present WH questions and statements. Okay, vamos a ver el presente simple enfocado principalmente en preguntas y las declaraciones, que es lo que significa statements. Okay, so here we have the functions of the simple present. We use it for jobs. I work in a hospital, present, simple present tense. School and facts. She studies English. They live in Santo Domingo. For routines and for habits. We use the simple present to construct the core realities of daily life. Utilizamos el presente simple para hablar de las realidades nucleares de nuestro día. Para hablar de trabajos, de la escuela y de hechos, de datos, facts, rutinas y hábitos. Siempre vamos a usar el presente simple para eso. No olvidar. Okay. So, the foundation matrix subject and verb agreement. Rule, use the base verb. When we work with pronouns like I, you, we, they, we use the base verb. I work, you study, they travel, we live here. As you can see, the verb doesn't change, right? But when we work or when we are using pronouns like he, she, or it, we have to add s, es, or ies at the end of the verb. She works at a bank. He teaches English. Amy studies every day. My father goes to work early. So work is works, take, takes, study, studies, teach, teaches, do, does, go, goes, have, has. But this rule only applies to he, she, and it. Only. We never use this rule for plural pronouns like they or we. Okay? Here you have a reminder of the rule. How do I know? How do I know when I have to use es, ies, or s at the end of a verb? As I told you in the intro book, it will depend on the ending of the verb. So if the verb ends in o, ch, sh, ss, or x, we're going to add es. That's why go is goes, watch is watches, wash is washes, and fix fixes, right? In the case of a verb that ends in consonant plus y, we have to drop the y and add ies. That's why study is studies without the y, because we have a consonant right here. Carry is carries, and try is tries. As you can see, neither studies, carries, or tries have the y, because when you do the change, you have to drop the y. With the exception, for example, of the verb play, because you have a vowel before the consonant, in this case before y. So you can't do the same thing. You can't drop the y and put ies. It only happens when you have a consonant. ¿Verdad que sí? Solamente, por si acaso, utilizamos el IES, difícil decirlo en español, IES, lo decimos, usamos únicamente cuando la Y está precedida por una consonante. Cuando tenemos una Y precedida por una consonante, quitamos la Y y colocamos IES. Pero cuando tenemos el verbo play, que la Y está precedida de una vocal, no realizamos ese cambio. Tell me, Jerica.
Teacher, this section is it's for buy and pay too.
Buy and pay, yes. Buy is buys, pay is pays. That's a good catch. Buena observación. Jerica menciona el verbo buy, que es B-U-Y. Igual aplica porque está precedido por una vocal. En el caso del verbo pay, también aplica porque está precedido de una vocal, la vocal A. Siempre que la Y tenga detrás, antes de ella, ¿verdad? Tenga una vocal, pues no se aplica la regla. ¿Ok? Solamente es cuando la Y está precedida por una consonante. The good thing about this is that most other verbs, we only add the S, like works, reads, and plays. La gran mayoría de los verbos se le agrega la S, luego sigue la ES y luego sigue la IES, pero la mayoría es la S. ¿Qué significa eso? Que si usted se aprende las excepciones, ya se sabe la regla, porque solamente está esta y esta que está aquí. Eso es muy fácil de recordar. Ya todo lo demás es lo mismo. Okay, so now let's see the anatomy of inquiry. The formula. We have WH word. Here we have a WH question, okay? We studied this before. Remember that when we are asking a question, a WH question with an action verb like do, work, study, exercise, remember that the verb to be is different, okay? It's not an action verb. All of the other verbs are action verbs. So when we want to make a question with an action verb, we have to use, in the simple present, we have to use the auxiliary do or does, okay? So the structure is always the same. WH, the auxiliary, the pronoun, the verb. What do you do? Where do you work? When do they study? Why do we exercise? In this case, all of the questions have the auxiliary do because the pronouns are you, they, and we. If we had the pronouns like he, she, it, the answer would be different, right? Because instead of what do, it would be what does she do? Or where does he work? Or when does he study? Or why does she exercise? Okay? So, this is a WH lexicon. Remember that we use what for information, where for place, when for time, why for reason, who, person, how, manner. Esto es lo que ya habíamos visto. Usamos el what para información, el where para ubicar procedencia, el when es para tiempo, el why es para la razón, el por qué, el who es para preguntar por una persona y el how es siempre para el cómo se hace. Okay, here we have the explanation of what I just said, an example of what I've just said about does. When we are working with he, she, and it, we have to use the auxiliary does. What does Amy do? Where does she work? When does he study? Why does it happen? You have to remember the magnet effect, right? When you have does, when you use the auxiliary does, the verb experience no change because you use You used those. So you don't need it anymore. Okay? It's like if does is a magnet that attracted the S and put it right here. So you don't need to put it here. So what does Amy do? Never. What does Amy does? That's wrong. Or where does she works? Wrong. Because you already used does. ¿Todo claro hasta ahí? Es un tema que ya hemos visto en el libro anterior. Lo estamos prácticamente repasando. Recuerden que si tienen alguna duda, no se queden con la duda. Se queden con la duda. No hay preguntas innecesarias o torpes. Todas las preguntas son importantes. Okay, let's continue. The diagnostic board, common structural errors. These are common structural errors. For example, she work is wrong because it's she works. Where you work, this is wrong because you're missing the auxiliary. Where do you work is the correct form. Where does she works is wrong because you're adding the S. If you use does, you don't need it anymore. He go to school is wrong because you need to add ES. He goes to school. Simple but important. Okay, so more homework. Here you have to complete this conversation using the words below. Okay, complete the conversation using the words below. Okay, I forgot which number we're at. Okay, so another homework, interesting jobs. Here you have to read these two interviews and answer the questions, okay? You read it for yourself, and then you have to answer these questions that we have here below. Easy. Let's continue. Next, we have this. Meet Patricio. Write questions about him using what, where, when, and how. Vemos aquí a Patricio y nos dieron la información, ¿ok? Entonces vamos a hacer una pregunta con cada uno de los WH questions. Con what, ya está la primera, what does he do? ¿Ok? Vamos a utilizar esta info que tenemos aquí para formular nuestra pregunta. Entonces tenemos que hacer una con what, que ya está hecha. Faltaría una con where, when, and how. Utilicen la info para orientarse de qué le van a preguntar a Patricio. Déjenme ver algo. Falta algo de Patricio. Bueno. Ok. Muy bien, seguimos. Luego tenemos este otro exercise. Again, the same thing. We have to fill the blank spaces using the WH questions structure in simple present. ¿Verdad? Vamos a llenar los espacios en blanco utilizando la estructura del presente simple. Lo mismo. La idea es que se torne tan repetitivo que sea effortless, second nature. Bien, let's read this conversation. I work in the afternoon. We have Christina and the taxi driver. Who wants to read? Who would like to read? Vamos a ver, van levantando la mano. ¿Quiénes van a leer? Muy bien, let's start with Luis and Aime. Luis, taxi driver, Aime, Cristina. Adelante.
I need to go to National Bank downtown, please. I'm late for a meeting.
No problem. What time is your meeting?
In 10 minutes. I don't usually work in the morning.
Really? What time do you usually go to work?
I work in the afternoon. I start at 1.
That's pretty late. Do you like to work in the afternoon?
Yes, I do. I work better in the afternoon. I finish at 7 or 8. Then I go home and eat dinner at around 10.
30.
10:30.
Henry.
Wow. You have a dinner late. I go to bed every night at 8 p.m.
Really? That seems so early.
Okay, muy bien. Let's continue with Jerica and Gerardo. Jerica, Christina, Gerardo, taxi driver.
To go a national band downtown, please. I'm late for a meeting.
Gerardo, ¿está ahí? Gerardo, ¿nos escucha? Gerardo salió. Bien, Jerica, vamos a colocarla con José porque Gerardo está aquí ahora mismo. Mira, aquí dentro de nuevo. Gerardo, ¿nos escucha? Gerardo, no lo podemos escuchar. Su micrófono está abierto, pero no le escucho para nada.
¿Me escucha?
Ahora sí, ahora sí.
Okay.
Okay, adelante con el taxi driver.
No problem. What time is your meeting?
In 10 minutes. I don't usually work in the morning.
Really? What time do you usually go to work?
I work in the afternoon. I start at 1.
That's pretty late. Do you like to work in the afternoon?
Yes, I do. I work better in the afternoon. I finish at 7 or 8. And then I go home and eat dinner at around 10:30.
Wow. You have dinner late. You have dinner late. I go to bed every night at 8 o'clock.
Really? That seems so early.
Ok, muy bien. Seguimos con, ok, José y Sol. José, taxi y Sol, Cristina.
I need to go national bank downtown, please. I'm late for a meeting.
No problem. What time is your meeting?
In 10 minutes. I don't usually work in the morning.
Really? What time do you usually go to work?
I work in the afternoon. I start at 1.
That's pretty late. Do you like to work in the afternoon?
Yes, I do. I work better in the afternoon. I finish at 7 or 8. Then I go home and eat dinner at around 10:30.
Wow. You have dinner late. I go to the bed every night at 8 o'clock.
Really? That seems so early.
Muy bien. Seems so early. Okay. So nada más. So I work in the afternoon. I need to go to National Bank downtown, please. I'm late for a meeting. No problem. What time is your meeting? In 10 minutes. I don't usually work in the morning. Really? What time do you usually go to work? I work in the afternoon. I start at 1. That's pretty late. Do you like to work in the afternoon? Yes, I do. I work better in the afternoon. I finish at 7 or 8. Then I go home and eat dinner at around 10:30. Wow, you have dinner late. I go to bed every night at 8 o'clock or at 8. Really? That seems so early. Okay. So now our last topic is time expressions. Okay. So pay attention. The time anchor matrix. Okay. So remember that in the intro book, we discussed this a little bit. I don't know if you remember the prepositions on, in, and at, but we're going to review them again. Remember that we use on for days, in for part of the day, like in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. Okay, let me go back. On for days, like for example, on Monday, on Friday, on weekends, on weekdays, on Sundays. Okay? For everything that we do or everything that is related to days, we use on. Again, on Monday, on Friday, on weekends, on weekdays, on Sundays, right? We use in for part of the day, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, right? And we use at for exact time, like at 9:30, at 7, at 1:30, at noon, at midnight. Okay? Pretty easy. For example, I get up at 6. She starts work at 8:30. I study in the morning. We exercise in the evening. I work on Mondays. We play soccer on weekends. There is a special exception. We don't say in the night. We say at night. Okay? Okay. Expressing clock time, we have 7 o'clock, right? 7 in the morning for 7 a.m. or 7 in the evening. Okay? All of these are ways of expressing the time, and all of them are correct. You can say 7, 7 o'clock, 7 in the morning, 7 in the evening. Okay. In the timeline sequence, the event, we have before and we have after, right? Before es antes y after es después, ¿verdad? So before noon, before class, before dinner. For example, I exercise before work. In the case of after lunch, after school, afternoon, I study after dinner. We have until, que significa hasta. Pueden ver aquí en la imagen, hasta. Until 10, until midnight. I stay up until midnight. Y around, que sería alrededor de, as you can see here, alrededor de un punto, around 8, around 11. I go to bed around 11. Entonces, no es lo mismo until y around. Until es un punto, ¿verdad? Me quedo despierto hasta la medianoche. Me voy a dormir alrededor de las 11. Alrededor. Eso significa que puede ser un poquito antes, un poquito después, a 11:30, 11:40. Esa es la idea. El punto de referencia son las 11. Alrededor de esa hora. Ok. Relative timing. Early versus late. Early means before the usual time. Esto es tiempo relativo, ¿verdad? Porque algo early, temprano, es porque es antes del tiempo usual. Si yo digo, I wake up early, me levanto temprano, es porque es antes del tiempo usual. O she arrives early, ella llega temprano, es porque es antes del tiempo usual. Evidentemente, eso va a cambiar de acuerdo al lugar y el contexto. Porque si la hora de entrada es a la 1 de la tarde y una persona llega a las 12:30, llegó temprano. Si la hora de entrada es a las 8, llegó a las 7:30 de la mañana, llegó también temprano. Por eso es que es relativo. Y luego tenemos el late means after the usual time. La misma idea por al revés. Significa que es después del tiempo usual. He gets home late. Llega a la casa tarde. They go to bed late. Se van a dormir tarde. De paso, by the way, Americans say they go to bed or go to bed to say that they are going to sleep. En vez de decir they go to sleep, en vez de decir eso, a los americanos les gusta decir mucho ir a la cama para hablar de que van a dormir. Muy bien. Okay. Please watch that. Okay. Here you have a synthesis, a conversation that integrates everything. For instance, what do you do? I'm a student. Where do you study? I study at Infotep. What time do you get up? I get up at 6:30. When do you study English? I study English in the evening. What time do you go to bed? I go to bed around 11. Okay? A simple conversation that integrates everything we have seen so far. Okay? So, this is the other Patricio exercise that I was looking for. Okay, so how does Patricio spend his weekends? Complete this paragraph with the words from the box. Vamos a completar este ejercicio utilizando las palabras de la caja. Tenemos que mirar bien y recordar lo que acabamos de explicar ahora. Luego tenemos another exercise. Choose the correct words to complete the sentences. We have 3 options here. We have to choose the correct one. 3 options. We have to choose the correct one. Another exercise, choose the sentences in the box that have the same meaning as the sentences below. Here in the box you have sentences. You have to identify what sentence from the box have the same meaning as what's his job, she's a pet sitter, he's a student, etc. Vemos aquí las preguntas o oraciones y buscamos aquí qué oración tiene la misma idea, con palabras distintas. Ok, 2 ejercicios más. Oh, este no va. Sorry. Oh. 1 second. Ok, este no va. Ok, seguimos aquí. Bien, then we have this one. Fill in the missing words or phrases from these job advertisements. Here we have 3 different advertisements, and using these words, number 1 for number 1, number 2 for number 2, and number 3 for number 3, we're going to, use these words to fill the blank spaces, okay? Use these words to fill up the blank spaces. And last, we have this one. Here we have to choose the correct preposition, okay? You have 2 options. You have to choose in each sentence. You have 4 options in each sentence, and you have to choose 2. En este caso tenemos 4 opciones en cada oración porque están en el medio y tenemos que elegir una opción en cada oración. Por ejemplo, I get up, lo que tengo es el 6. I get up at 6. Y luego tengo add on y tengo weekdays. ¿Ok? I get up at 6 on weekdays. Y así lo vamos a hacer con cada una de las demás oraciones. Y por último, take turns asking and answering these questions. El ejercicio más importante de todos es este, porque es donde ustedes van a hablar. Tienen que responder estas preguntas con su información personal. Which days do you get up early? Which days do you get up late? What's something you do in the morning? What's something you do before English class? What's something you do on Saturday evenings? Which days do you stay up late? Which days do you go to bed early? What do you do after dinner on weeknights? What do you do after lunch on weekends? Sencillas, puntuales, precisas, pero muy importantes. Muy bien. Entonces, chicos, eso es todo por esta noche. Ahí tienen todos los ejercicios. Se ven, ¿verdad? Son unos cuantos, pero es lo mismo una y otra vez de diferentes formas. Les sirve de repaso, les sirve de review. Lo hicimos ahí un poquito, creo que le dimos más al inglés que al español, pero creo que todo se entendió. No vi preguntas ni nada y en algunos momentos, bueno, hicimos explicaciones donde entendíamos que no debía haber ninguna duda. Pero recuerden que pueden preguntar, ¿ok? ¿Alguna pregunta? ¿Alguna duda? Bien, chicos, si no hay ninguna pregunta, les voy a mandar todas las imágenes de los ejercicios y el próximo jueves venimos con todo a resolver eso. Y recuerden las preguntas para que puedan, pues, participar respondiendo esas preguntas, ¿ok? So, have a really good night, guys. See you again on Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Goodbye. Good night.
Bye, teacher.
Bye, teacher.
Bye.